Alright, here we are for another round with Storm. We keep winning the die roll.
Because we are good at magic.
This hand seems fantastic.
That hand seems insane. Like, Thought Scour to put something in the bin that you can then activate Pyro's Mass Ascension. This hand seems...
Here's another interesting choice. Steam Vents or Shivan Reef. When we know we're going to pain off Shivan Reef, like to cast our Thought Scour, we would rather just shock with Steam Vents, because we're probably going to shock with Steam Vents at some point anyway.
It also means Sulphurfalls is good.
Ooh, here we go.
MonoGreen Storm V.
Yeah, that's true. Sulphurfalls gets better if we play Steam Vents. This seems pretty straightforward. We just want to play the Ascension.
Yes.
Monogreen Stompy.
Presumably.
What other decks play Experiment 1? I don't know. Coco? Collected Company?
Zoo, maybe? Like a Zoo deck? I really like Experiment 1.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's a green-based creature deck. I don't think this is a mono-blue deck splashing Experiment 1.
I wouldn't stake my reputation on it, but we'll see.
I would expect more green creatures.
And probably some forests.
So, let's say a good hand could probably beat us on turn 4. We want to win by turn 5.
Sure. I lost this.
Oh, we want to win on
they
turn
went
4.
like Rancor, Vines of Us, with a loss on turn 3. That was
Well,
really
no
bad.
Evolve and no Rancor. What can we expect? 2 more Experiment ones?
Yeah, I guess. Or like Elves, or... God, that's bad.
Yeah.
Probably nothing. Maybe he kept like a one... Maybe he's got a bunch of 3-drops.
Like triple Leatherback Bell or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it seems like not a very good hand when you don't do anything. Okay, well, let's see where this goes. I mean, we have a pretty solid one here. So we can Electromancer.
Yep.
Ritual, get one thing on it, and then keep going off. The other thing we can do is we have Steam Vents. We can play that untapped.
Yep.
So to go to 3, Ritual up to 4, Ascension, Electromancer. And then that sets us up for a really big turn next turn.
That seems better as well, because like, if you burn both your rituals just to get a 1 counter on the first
It's not
Ascension,
particularly good.
it's not good because you've only got 1 chance to draw something relevant off the Manamorphose.
Yeah, we're not getting beaten down very quick. So let's Ritual. And we don't care about playing the first one, because it's the second one that's important for Ascension. We want to play the second one once we have another Ascension in play.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that we have very few resources. We have 3 engines in play. So
This is insane.
if
So-
we draw any action, particularly like a sleight of hand, then...
Thought Scour would be very good too.
Ooh, hello.
That's disappointing. Oh, well, he did something.
Okay, well, double Ascension's still good. But, well, that makes sense. Like, you'd pass in that spot if you had a bunch of dismembers.
Sure. So now we really should expect... Okay, nothing.
Well, yeah, so much for
It could be a
Leatherback
combat
Belloth,
trick, could be like Vines.
I suppose.
No, okay.
Okay, he's just, he's a fish deck. Experiment 1 and, Alright, well, we have a very clear line here. It's Pyretic Ritual, get a first counter. Manamorphose, get a second counter. Manamorphose, and then we have 3 looks at new cards.
We have... Yeah.
So let's use a colorless off our Shivan Reef. We get 2 triggers. Oh man, I love double Ascension. Okay, so we're going to use that red for Manamorphose.
Blue.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter because we're playing another one. Desperate Ritual does not turn on. So let's hang on to that for now. We will play the second Manamorphose to put extra counters on.
Yep.
Oh, and I was wrong. We're only going to get 2 new looks. No, we get Draw Step, Manamorphose, Manifest. Yeah. Alright, so let's go red, blue. I have to draw a card, draw a spell. Nope. Alright, we'll play Electromancer Pass.
Yeah.
And then any top deck that we have is quite good.
He could have another dismember here because he didn't play anything. His hand must be... Damn, what did he keep? Okay. Yeah,
Mono Collected Company is what he kept.
Still seems like a bad...
What could he have here that... Yeah, I don't like this.
I mean, like, I guess, like, big dudes that, like...
There's the Leatherback Bailer.
Is that all he's hitting?
He's thinking. This guy.
Avatar...
Of the Resolute. Enters the battlefield... But the way this triggers, it's not going to be any bigger.
Yeah.
So he's going to bash us for 3 this turn. then next turn he's got 7, 10. So assuming he can't evolve or anything, we're dead next turn. So we probably have to block the Leatherback Beloth next turn if we don't go off now.
Yeah.
Alright, well, that explains it. Collected Company. Alright, well...
Pass.
Yeah, we don't
I mean,
need...
you can play the land.
We don't need to play the land because if we play Ritual, we have 9 mana. So we're not short on mana. If he has another Dismember or something, we're pretty dead. Actually, yeah, if he has Collected Company to evolve Experiment 1 again, and then... Or if he, like, Rancors the Leatherback Beloth, we have to block Experiment 1. You wouldn't keep... Collected Company, Collected Company, Collected Company, Experiment 1, Dismember, land, land.
No, I wouldn't keep that hand, I don't think, no. What's Downgrade over?
Parent toughness equals to the number of forests you control and hexproof.
Can't believe we're going to lose this stupid deck. This is very disheartening.
We are taking some damage.
8, 11, 13 worth of power
7.
coming at us.
Yeah, okay. So we block the Leatherbuff Veiler, can take 4, 7, 9. Yeah?
We could block the Avatar and take it out. And go to 1. Right?
Then we can't crack the fetch.
But I thought you said we didn't need... No.
No, I feel like this is where we want to be. And if he has like Aspect of Hydra or something, then we're pretty screwed. But I feel like if he had a pump spell, he may have used it on a turn. There you go. There's the Aspect of Hydra. Jeez. Crunch. Well, yeah, we needed to draw some sort of card draw spell. We got a little unlucky with the Metamorphoses, but I mean, we had double Active Ascension. It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
So against a creature deck...
Any card draw spell there would have been basically an instant win because we would have
we would have drawn 3 cards and presumably some selection. Or if it's a Thought Scour, then we can like have access to flashback spells, which would be similarly excellent.
Bolts.
Bolts in good. Now, I'd expect Relics or some other kind of graveyard hate. Skoos, yeah.
Although, he could be playing kind of a budget. Yeah.
That's true.
But I guess we should sideboard.
But even Relics and Skoos aren't that cheap, so even if he...
Aren't that expensive.
Yeah, oh yeah, they are cheap. So, regardless, let's take it a Grape Shot. Well, let's see. We want to take out the Thought Scours. Bring in the Bolts, at the very least.
Yeah.
Now, we want
then
the empty
take out
ones.
a Path and a Grape Shot for 2 empties.
Yeah, I like that. Yep.
Alrighty.
Alright, let's see if we can win on the play. I would like to play first. Yeah, we drew double Electromancer, double Ascension that game, which wasn't so crash hard.
That looks like a mulligan. No 1-mana spells.
It has an Ascension, no way to turn them on. It's got a Probe, but no selection. We don't need double Electromancer and Ascension. Yeah, this is mulligan. This is a keep.
Yep.
We got card draw spell, selection, bolt.
Probably would feel like a Steam Vents, but...
yeah, let's sleight of hand. Let's see what we got to work with.
Take the Probe.
Yeah, we can cast Probe.
Yeah. Then probably... Probe? No reason to probe. I guess no reason to probe.
There's no reason to probe now.
Sure.
Because if we draw land...
Can't play it.
Yeah.
Alright.
The only thing we could play is more probes, which doesn't sound like a winning proposition. What we really want... Let's see. Let's see how this goes. No creature, so let's probe for life. And see how fast our opponent's clock is going to be. Let's see.
You want a mountain.
So he's got turn 2 Avatar, turn 3 Leatherback Beloth, turn 4 Collected Company. I mean, it's just a bunch of dudes, right?
Yeah.
So Forest, Avatar, Beloth, Dungrove, Collected Company.
Probably gonna life.
Yeah. frustrating. Yeah. Didn't find a land with the sleight of hands. Didn't find land with a probe. Now, if we draw a red source, we can Electromancer. There we go. So, Electromancer. We could bolt the Avatar. But that doesn't seem as good as just Electromancer.
Yeah, I think Electromancer is probably better.
Alright, well, we got 2 bolts and a grape shot in our hand. Unfortunately, our opponent's creatures are very large. 5
You'll be able to
toughness
bolt
is
this
huge.
guy next turn, though.
That's true. Depending on what we draw. I assume it's going to be a Baloth here. Yep.
Yeah.
If he has more forest in hand and he played the Dungrove Elder, that's just as powerful because he plays a forest next turn and it's a 4/4. So
Yeah.
there's a chance he didn't think of that. There's also a chance he just doesn't have a forest in hand.
Which is good for us, because that means he can't Coco next turn.
So we need to win next turn. We don't need to win this turn. So how do we set up a good win for the next turn? We can double Desperate Ravings is pretty nice.
Yep. I guess potentially you might want to bolt. Is there any reason to bolt the Avatar?
Well, he didn't show us any combat tricks in a G-Probe earlier in the game. So I'm fine discarding all of these cards, except the Manamorphose.
Well, we definitely want to lead off, but do you want to have the Manamorphose in hand? Like, do you want to risk...
What? We could randomly discard it, which would be bad.
But not having it for next turn would also kind of be bad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true. So
I
do you
think
want to
just risk it?
Desperate Ravings?
Yeah. Desperate Ravings.
Do we play the land? Probably not, right? We want to minimize the chance that we discard
But you
the
also don't want to
Manamorphose.
discard the land, really.
That's true, because we need the second.
Play
Alright.
the land. But hey, now, do you want to fetch for a shock land here?
No, I think we die if we fetch for Shockland.
You go to 8.
7, we would go to 8. Seems a risky business.
Yeah, I mean, if he Coco's next turn and gets like a Strangler Geist or a something that can pump his team.
Yep.
But this means we're not bolting this, means we're absolutely just double flashbacking things.
So we discard the Grape Shot, drawing Mountain Serum Visions.
Which is actually fine.
So we can Serum Visions or Flashback Desperate Ravings. Or we can't do both.
I think...
Flashback Desperate Ravings is a better use of our mana.
I think that's better, because realistically, like, you don't want to discard the Manamorphose, but anything else is you're fine to discard.
Okay, so we discard a Serum Visions, but we drew Serum Visions
and
from
Manamorphose. So
Manamorphose.
this is great. And I don't think we can lose from this position unless he has, like...
I mean, this turn. We can definitely lose from this position.
No, from this turn we can lose. Well, if he has, like, a pump... The problem is if he has a pump spell. Is there any... Could you justify blocking with the Electromancer? Can you win without it? Not easily.
Huh.
Oh,
I'm not blocking anymore.
Well, this is great for us. Because he's basically said... He really should not have played that at least till after combat.
It would have made us think about blocking.
Yeah.
And double mutagenic growth would be pretty sick. So we don't want to play the Electromancer. Let's lead off with the Serum Visions, because that's going to scry us into the cards we'll draw with Metamorphose.
Yep.
Let's see. Ritual are actually pretty bad here, because we need engine cards. Like, if we keep these on top and go Metamorphose into Ritual, Metamorphose into Ritual, we just stop.
Yeah.
So we need to bottom these.
Play a land?
Yeah, let's play Mountain and play Metamorphose off the Mountain.
May as well... No, I was going to say you could have just played Stimulants. It makes no difference.
Well, it means we can't Taxing Probe for life in the future.
Oh, yeah, true. Very good.
So let's have blue-red. Ooh. That's actually pretty decent. Pretty decent. So let's see. We've got 4 total mana now. We can go to 5. Then we can go to 4. And then cast the Empty the Warrens. Or we can use the floating mana to play Electromancer. That'll make Empty the Warrens cost 2. Metamorphose. So we Metamorphose to 5. Electromancer down to 3. Bolt. Yeah, so I feel like we just cast Metamorphose.
Yeah.
So let's... like this. Go for red and a blue. Desperate Ravings is pretty good.
So you could Desperate Ravings for 1.
I feel like we Desperate Ravings. We've got so many cards we want.
You don't discard Empty the Warrens.
That's true, but we can discard Mancer, Bolt, Steam Vents, or any of the 2 cards we draw.
Sure, okay.
No discard empty. Second empty. Alright. So
Ritual,
now...
now you ritual.
So we can ritual up to... So we got 2, 4. We can ritual up to 6. And then cast double empty. Or we can cast Electromancer for...
no, but then you can't ritual.
That's right. So we have to ritual,
ritual
up to
first.
4 mana. Then... No, we got 4. We ritual up to 6 mana. Electromancer down to 4 mana. And then...
Bolt.
And
empty.
then empties cost 2 each. So we'd use up the rest of the
double
4 mana.
empty.
Is that good enough? We would have 1, 2... So Storm would be 6. That has to be good enough, right?
Well, I mean, you can just chump block all day.
Yeah, we'd also have 2 Electromancers in play. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Let's do that.
Well, you got no other options. You got no draw spells.
Well, there's the Desperate Ravens in the graveyard, but I feel like what we have is good enough. We don't need to find more. So we're going to cast the Electromancer. And now we've got...
4.
Yeah, we've got exactly 4, which is enough to...
Is it better to bolt?
We can't bolt. We have...
Instead of double emptying, is there any reason why that would be better?
I'd rather make...
You could kill the
I'd
avatar.
rather make
you could
14
kill
goblins.
the avatar, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the first one's making 14 goblins. I would rather make 16 goblins than kill his avatar.
Alright.
I've convinced you?
I feel like players an island and like distortion strikes or something, you would look really silly. Just saying. The bolt would not help that. Okay. You know what? I agree this is the correct play.
I think a lot of people would look silly if you played Island Distortion Strike.
Echoing truth.
Jeez. Is there a green... There can't be a green spell that blows us out here. Green's not very good at killing creatures en masse. Our opponent has paused, staring at this third last copy of Empty the Warrants. Not sure why. There's more to come. This is not the end of the chain.
He's really thinking.
Yep. Not sure why this particular copy has perplexed him so. Because he let 4 of them resolve and now he stopped here. He could be doing some maths. Yeah, thinking like, okay, there's 6 more coming, it's 14.
He could have just stormed off in a hissy fit.
Potentially. I'm pretty sure we're the ones who stormed off though. Oh yeah, here he comes back. Surprise! More goblins. Just when you thought 14 was enough. Or 16 with the goblin electromancers.
So that's 30 goblins in total.
30 goblin tokens.
Oh, yeah,
32 goblins in total.
2 goblin wizards.
So, if he has Rancor, it makes blocking interesting. But all we have to do is chump one of everything. Oh no, Avatar has Trample.
No, it has reach.
It's got Reach and Trample. So, let's see. If he avatars... If he aspects Avatar, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pluses. So he would go to 11 power of Trample. We would have to put 9 guys in front. And we'd still crack back for lethal, right? So if we...
Yes.
he sent us a message, huh? Alright, so he might have just been laughing the entire time we made a bunch of goblins.
Sure.
So if we stick 9 goblins in front of Avatar and he aspects of it...
The other thing is if he has a pump spell that gives trample to one of his other dudes.
It would have to be Rancor. I don't know if there's another... I mean, sure, he could be playing any sorts of things, but I think Aspects of Hydra and Rancor are the 2 commonly played pump spells.
Yeah.
The thing is...
Vines of Varswood is the other one.
But that doesn't... yeah, if he has, like, Aspects plus Vines...
We will have 6 cards in hand.
What we could do is just stack every goblin in front of the... See? No. What we could do is stack every goblin in front of the Avatar.
Yeah.
The downside of that is very low, because he just kills 3 tokens, and we kill the Avatar.
Yeah, if you just
because
go everything in front of this, and then 1 here, 1 here.
Yeah, because then if he has who knows how many number of pump spells, we can't let it through.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're not attacking with our Electromancer. Still our turn. It took like 3 minutes for us to create all these goblin tokens. Alright, yeah. So if he has instant speed, trample, pump spell,
He hasn't scooped, which means there's a chance of us fucking of us making a mistake here. I think.
True. I don't think we can afford to play around. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So our opponent doesn't have anything to punch through for damage, but we don't know that. We're sitting here thinking about like how do we play around certain spells, but this is a spot where if you're in his seat, you shouldn't concede
Yeah,
because
we could make a mistake with blocks.
exactly.
I think that like the correct way to block would be to like we really wanted to be smart, we could figure out like how many we needed to block to protect from Avatar of like a bunch of pump spells, and then throw multiples in front of the Leatherbacks. But then
we're
potentially-
killing
That's
multiple
true.
goblins for each leatherback. I'd say we go 1, 1, and then 28 on the Avatar.
Sure. Yeah, that works.
Either way, our opponent had a pretty good draw. We're
Yeah.
on 3 life on turn 4. So, do we change anything?
No, I think that worked pretty well. I definitely think you want the option of both.
I think we still want the bolts.
Yeah.
We want the grape shot and the empties. Yeah, I don't think we change anything.
Alright.
Could be echoing truth.
Nah. Bolts are the same thing.
Not against leatherback bailiff. Yeah, I do think bolts are better. Alright, game 3 against MonoGreen Stumpy. That was pretty sweet. Double empty. And this hand's great.
Yeah, this hand looks real good.
We've got 1 ritual, which is pretty much the max you ever want in your opening hand. We've got a turn 1 play, a turn 2 play, and then like ritual morphos with Gitaxian Probe hanging out at some point, 2 lands. Yeah, this is pretty ideal. Our opponent mulligan to 5 though, so let's see what kind of clock he can put on us. Aggro decks mulligan much better than most decks. Like he could still easily have 1 drop into 2 drop into 3 drop and pressure us. How do you feel about bolting the experiment one? Do you want to just play the Serum Visions instead?
He can't evolve it past bolting next turn no matter what, so I don't think you need to. You can just bolt next turn if you want. I guess
That's
then
true.
you want to Pyromancer Nation next turn. You could Ritual Pyromancer Ninja Bolt, but you maybe don't want to do that either. I think I like Serum Visions.
It's
I'm
pretty
not
it's
afraid
pretty
of-
non-threatening.
Yeah.
You ain't afraid no ooze. Oh, it's not an ooze. Oh, it is an ooze.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't afraid of no ooze.
Probably bottom. Oh no, you want the pass.
Yeah,
You want
we
the Gitaxian
have
Probe.
we
for-
have a probe already.
which is good for Pyromancer Nation. So you just.
Bottom the Chivalry.
No, you probably take both actually. Gitaxian Probe first. So you
So
draw-
Gitaxian Probe on top.
Yeah.
Draw probe first.
Well, I guess yeah, Gitaxian. Oh, it doesn't actually matter because you can draw one next turn, then you're gonna draw the other one off the first Gitaxian Probe.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, it's interesting when you get later in the game for the Storm player. Like early on, you really want rituals to go off because you need to get enough mana to like Past in Flames or flashback Past in Flames, all this kind of stuff. But late game, if you just have 6 lands out, you go, all right, I don't need rituals because I have mana sitting here that I can use every turn. Ooh, our opponent missed their attack. We should be on 4 less life.
Our opponent missed their attack.
He didn't attack, yeah.
Awkward.
So let's
Let's play like he did attack us.
yeah, we'll just remember that we should be on 4 less life.
So we're on 15, which does make Gitaxian Probing a little scary because we go to 11. J.
Okay, so we want the Ascension down this turn. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
So can we lose if we're on 11 life?
Potentially. But we're on 15. So if we fetch Mountain, we could Bolt. That's the safe play. Is Bolt his Experiment one? He's got 2 cards in hand.
If you bolt his Experiment 1 and then play Gitaxian Probe for mana, that's actually not too bad at all.
Yeah, that's really not that bad.
Oh, but then you're shuffling away what's on top, which is the land. So you should have Gitaxian Probe first.
That's true.
Oh, well, I mean, it's too late now.
Alright, let's get a Mountain. Yeah, so let's probe for blue.
Hopefully draw land.
If he's got all lands in hand, it could change our line, but I don't think so. For a Spellskite.
then we're not worried, but you definitely should bolt now because you can't do anything else anyway.
That's true.
So we did start.
Spellskite-
We should have Gataxian Probe first to draw the land when you were on top.
That's true, but we still have Ascension into pay life for Probe.
Yeah.
We only have the one Metamorphose. We only have the one Ritual, the one Sleight of Hand.
Yeah.
So we're not turning on the Ascension that easily.
Mm-hmm.
Spellskite. Ooh, top deck Rancor.
So we'll go to 10.
Yep. All right. Well, our opponent's played out their whole hand, but like I said, he mulliganed pretty well into Experiment 1, Strangleroot Geist.
There's a good
Rancor.
chance we're dead next turn because he could just draw like another Pump Spell, a Rancor, another Strangleroot Geist. Again, this is assuming that we're on 4 less life than our life.
That's
total.
fine. We're on 10. I don't think we're dead next turn.
But we could. Oh no. Yeah. No. We're not.
So Ascension, pay life for Probe.
I mean, you could Sleight of Hand to try and,
That sounds risky.
or you could Pyretic Ritual to play
Well, we could.
Ascension and Goblin Electromancer.
I think the real question is which engine card do we want to play this turn? We can play Electromancer.
You can play both if you play Pyretic Ritual.
No, we can't.
Pyretic Ritual. Oh yeah, because you haven't already got Goblin Electromancer on the board.
Yeah. So Ascension gives us one counter, but no guarantee of future counters. But if we play Electromancer, next turn we have Ritual, Metamorphose, Past in Flames. I think that's
true.
better.
And if worse comes to worse, you can block with Goblin Electromancer this turn if you absolutely have to.
Do we want to probe this turn to try and find land drop?
Yes. Yes. I think so. We get an 8. An Aspect of Hydra off the top doesn't put it at lethal. Cause it's...
Okay, let's see your 0-card hand, buddy. Okay, we did find a land drop.
So now we get a Basic Island and a Sleight of Hand.
Oh, yeah. Whoops, I totally forgot that. Basic Island.
Although that does make Aspect of Hydra lethal.
We're on 8.
So we got a
That's
7.
100 plus 3.
Oh wait, Aspect of Hydra is already lethal. Because I was thinking we were actually... Why didn't you attack us last turn, dude? Then we had to keep track of our life better.
Alright.
Whatever. I still count it as a win if you forget.
Sleight of Hand or Serum Visions. Sleight of Hand's better the turn you're going off. So I think we want Sleight of Hand.
Yeah.
Okay, so next turn we've got 3 mana.
Yeah.
Ritual up to 5. Metamorphose up to 6. Past in Flames. It's all good. So, cross our fingers. No Aspect of Hydra. What about, oh yeah, the Vines would get us as well.
Yeah. You mean you still don't want to block? Like, it's
Nah.
pretty unlikely that he drew it. And...
Yeah, so we go to 3.
Yeah.
And our opponent has a Baloth, you know, who knows. The funny thing is with Spellskite and Grapeshot, I don't think this is a great sideboard card against us. Like, imagine he taps out here, we go off next turn and Grapeshot him for 20.
But he
What's
probably
he
has
gonna
one
do?
Spellskite
Like,
in the main.
it,
With Coco.
yeah, he's playing Collected Company, that's true. But my point is, like, say we Grapeshot him for 10, he redirects all of them to Spellskite and loses. You know, he doesn't do anything. Alright, well, let's...
It's so bad, actually.
So we're on 3 mana. We Ritual up to 5 mana. Metamorphose up to 6 mana. We can spend a mana, go down to 5. We can actually spend 2 mana. Alright, let's lead with the Ritual. I don't think we're going to Ascension this game.
Well, could Ascension like at some point later.
If we draw a zillion Rituals, it's very possible. Let's add... We've got Double Island open.
Make probably red, blue.
With Double Island, I don't think we even need to.
Well,
Oh, we certainly don't want more red. Let's just go red-blue. That's the hedge. Steam Vents, it's more mana, that's kind of like a Ritual.
remember on 3, so if you do this, you can't protect him for life.
Okay, so let's... Serum Visions. Yeah, we've got plenty of mana.
Yeah. Top?
Well, if we top, and we Sleight of Hand, when we don't get a choice. So we might as well top bottom,
Yeah, okay.
because if we do find something we want more than a Ritual...
It'd have to be pretty good, seeing as we can't currently cast Passive Flames.
Lightning Bolt is certainly
Lightning
not...
Bolt is good, but...
Lightning Bolt your Spellskite? We can because Electromancer costs 1 less.
5. Now we pass in flames.
Now we can slide in hand.
How many more foes in the yard? 1.
One, yeah.
Okay, sure.
Grape shot.
Grape shot.
Good.
That'll do.
Alright, that'll do, pig. That'll do. We can grape shot for 1, go down to 4 mana, cast in flames for 3, ritual. So we can grape shot before we cast. And that'll ease our pressure. Yes.
Sure.
So we'll grape shot. Redirecting Dispel Sky does nothing. It actually helps us.
You can do some to the Strangle Root, and then when it comes back, then you get it with the next. Then you go with the next grape shot.
Yeah, because you have to choose all the targets when you're resolving the grape shot. So you would actually you wouldn't be able to pull that off normally with a grape shot, but you can here.
Yeah.
That's kind of sick.
But we can't do that now because we've already used my grape shot.
Oh no, oh, for shame. Okay, pass on flames.
Yep. Ritual.
Yep.
Don't misclick.
Ritual. Ritual.
Yeah.
Metamorphose. Blue. Okay, this is pretty good. So now we can bolt grape shot, and there'll be plenty.
Yeah.
So let's bolt you. Let's bolt you. Now let's grape shot you. That was close. I mean, MonoGreen Stompy is not a fantastic deck, but it is an aggressive deck that applies pressure, and you need to be able to...
Yeah, I think people give that deck a hard time.
But it does... I mean, Aspect of Hydra kills you out of nowhere.
The problem with the deck is it just doesn't have removal. It should be splash. It should splash like black for black.
Oh, he had Dismembering game 1, remember?
Yeah, but that's like not ideal.
Sure. Alright, so that was Storm. What do you think?
Of the Storm deck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I think it's definitely good. I mean, we won. How many games did we win?
I'm not sure. We had a lot of really close games.
Yeah. It is like you said. I think that if Storm ever gets to the point where it's like, wow, Storm's a threat, it therefore becomes not good. Because
that has happened multiple times. You know, with WotC has looked at Storm and be like, it's too good. Let's ban Ponder and Preordain, and then it's like, it's still too good. Let's ban Rite of Flame and Seething Song. And like, it's still a thing, but it's more fragile.
Well, I mean more like from the perspective of if the metagame is like, well, we've got to be jamming like Aethersworn Canonists into our sideboard or something like that. Or if Graveyard Hate goes up, it becomes worse. Well, you know, like any linear strategy, people are like, well, I this is good, so I'm going to have my X number of Stony Silences for Affinity. Affinity is therefore not as good that week.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it in the right metagame, it has the chance to be very powerful. It's fast. Like, we comboed out several times on turn 3.
Yep, you have to get lucky, but it's certainly possible. It basically means you get, like, the best turn 3 hand goes, turn 1, Cantrip of any kind, turn 2, Engine of any kind, turn 3, like, if you have Electromancer, you can just go Ritual, Past in Flames, Ritual. It's within a Goldfist situation, it's trivial to go off on turn 3 with a good draw.
Yeah.
You don't need the Nut Draw. The Nut Draw is turn 2. Like, you can play an Engine on turn 3, and then... an Engine on turn 2 and go off on turn 3, which is faster than Splinter Twin, which is the premier combo deck, but less interactive. It's probably slower than Bloom Titan's best draw. Like, Bloom Titan can go off faster on average.
Yeah, especially when it's got a perfect opening 7.
Exactly. Less chance of that on Moto.
That's true.
But it's even more fragile.
Yeah.
So, Storm slots somewhere in the middle of being strong. You can sideboard into some pretty powerful stuff, like Shatterstorm against the right deck is a huge effect. Blood Moon, Defense Grid as well. These have giant effects. Lightning Bolt less so, but just it's more efficient. And yeah, it's a game 1 deck, like a lot of combo decks. And you're right, when the hate of the metagame doesn't line up against it, you know, there have definitely been times in the past where people have like Aethersworn Canonist and what's the one from Born of the Gods or Journey to Nyx?
Eidolon of Rhetoric.
Eidolon of Rhetoric.
That was another sweet birthing pod target.
Well, he's also a 3-drop. Collected Company, if they want, can play a bunch of these guys and screw you over.
I wonder, because you played Storm a fair amount.
Sure.
What do you think of like matchups of some of the prominent decks? So like to me, I imagine that Junk would be pretty rough because it's running Abrupt Decays and Path to Exiles for your engine cards
Yep.
for Electromancer and Ascension.
Yeah, Abrupt Decay on Ascension, Path.
And also it's got like Thought Stasis in positions.
It's rough. This is why you want the empty plan.
Sure.
Because sometimes you need to win with 6 goblins.
Yeah,
and you have to try and pull that off. Blood Moon can sometimes get there, but
Sure.
if they are able to play around it with their fetch lands, it works out pretty well.
So what else? So
Junk is an unfavorable matchup.
Sure. Twin would be
Twin
favorable
is
game 1.
favorable game 1, unfavorable games 2 and 3. It's pretty even, depending on how heavy they are in the combo. Probably Grixis Twin is better for them because they've got discard.
Sure.
Because it's like basically on the when the Storm player is on the play, and they can go turn 2 Ascension and you only have 1 mana up. Basically, that deck can only have Spell Snare. If they're playing Grixis, they could also have Thoughtseizure Inquisition.
That's true.
So I think any discard deck, it's bad for Storm. But against creature decks, you're generally faster. You can hang with the other combo decks.
Yeah, you seem like good against. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
How
So-
do you go against like a control deck, like Blue Eye Red or something?
That is some of the most fun because basically you're trading cards back and forth, and Desperate Ravings becomes a powerhouse. Sometimes you're winning with Electromancer Beatdown. Sometimes you're just waiting for that one Past in Flames and you can just explode. Other times you just you run out of cards, but you have an active Ascension and you're just in a top deck war, and suddenly they can't interact with your spells very well because you're making copies. Rarely can, say, a blue-white-red control deck, they can just shut you out and then slam the door, like a twin deck can. So the game drags on, and if you get to, like, an active Ascension, or you can threaten a big Past in Flames, you can do some pretty interesting stuff. And once you get to, like, 5 mana, and you know they have... Say you've Gitaxian Probe and you see Mana Leak, Remand, Spell Pierce, or something like that, and you're looking at the cards in your hand. Those are the most interesting games where you're trying to figure out how to play around the hate. And it's really rewarding if you can pull it off.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I know you like this deck. Like you'll just have this deck and like play solitaire with it sometimes, like seeing when you can storm. But it does seem like it's not totally. It's not just a like. You do have to worry about what your opponent's doing.
Yeah, like even against our green opponent, you're thinking like, what if they have this pump spell? What if they have this kill spell? Like, how are we gonna block? It comes up.
Yeah.
But you're right. There was a game where we had the Deceiver Exarch untap Remand your guy, and you're like, okay, this is the situation. We need to like ritual, then play this, then do that, and it's still a solitaire. Like in that situation, they Remand your guy. They're tapped out. They can't do anything else, and you're like, okay, go in the tank. How do I win from this position? And there are still times in game where it's very interactive, but it's still kind of solitary because they've set up a situation where you need to puzzle your way out of it. So if you don't like, head games like this, then Storm's not really for you. But it's kind of refreshing to just play a different kind of deck that is a linear combo deck and can do some pretty powerful Timmy stuff.
Yeah. It's sweet. It's a sweet deck, and like Storm is obviously one of the most busted mechanics and therefore most interesting mechanics in Magic. So I think that it's really cool.
Yeah.
This or like Jeskai Ascendancy. Where's Jeskai Ascendancy?
Okay. Jeskai Ascendancy. It is around here somewhere. But we'll save that for another day. Until then, thank you very much, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys.